see what he can do. Here's SOS in the booth, 8-9. Not that kind of consistency that gets you the most winning Protoss tied with Hero of last season.
Yeah. SOS has become a bit of a trickster, and that makes him insanely dangerous. 4-0 versus KeeN, including unofficial matches. That's a pretty important stat to check out. But SOS is a terrifying opponent to beat, but I feel like he's crippled himself in a lot of ways. But if that's how he likes to play, I don't blame him, man. And he has a lot of success with it, even though you would think he wouldn't. He does. Just not the consistent player he used to be.
Yep. And here's KeeN, playing one of Moonlade's favorite songs, Don't Look Back in Anger.
I love this song, too.
Yeah, it's a great song. He's 0-3 in Pro League so far. He did take that loss against Life. Don't get me wrong, he did lose to Life, of course, but he looked okay. He looked good. We'll see if he can do something today.
With a 4-13 record all-time in Pro League, this guy has definitely had a lot of hard times. Last season, when he was on his team MVP, the team he's been on for most of his career, he did have some really close games. So that record doesn't say, like, oh, he always gets crushed. He had some really close games last season.
He really does. Even, you remember KeeN versus Creator? It was like round 1 of last season. That happened, man.
Yeah.
It was really close. And anyway, guys, we are going to jump into game number 2 now. It's going to be SOS versus KeeN on Cactus Valley. Down here in the bottom left with the crazy split, the Protoss player in the green. It is SOS.
And up to the top left in purple for Prime, formerly of MVP, it's KeeN. Rocking a pretty unusual hairstyle today.
Yeah, what do you think, Wolf?
I don't really like it. I like what he's normally done a little bit better. Yet here, I can almost hardly recognize him with the way he's dressed himself today. But what am I saying? I'm the guy who didn't shave for like 5 or 6 days now.
No, well, you have gotten positive results on your beard. I like it,
yeah.
At least.
People have said nice things. Not always common for people to like facial hair at this high of a volume in Korea, but yeah, I like it.
I think you just got to learn to trim it too. You know, there is some work that goes into wearing a beard, right, and making sure it looks good.
Sure. I was doing some research on that this morning because I've never really worn a beard. Except like when I just was literally not doing anything social for periods of time, like during the Wings of Liberty beta. When I was in university, I just didn't go outside, man. I was playing Starcraft all day. It was like the most exciting time of my life.
Those are the good days, right?
I just stopped going to class. My professors call me, email me, like, are you dropping it? I'm like, no, I'm dropping 2 medevacs full of Marines in his base. That's what I'm dropping.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're going to see KeeN take a more normal approach than what we saw Maru do last game in this matchup, and looks to be going for just a quick Reaper expand.
Yeah, I like it, especially against SOS. If there's one build you want to do against a guy who's tricky, it's getting a Reaper out because it's very fast. It can jump up hills and stuff, up cliffs. You can get good scouting information all over the map. And
ooh, look at this. This isn't necessarily going to be a cross-spawn scout. This could just be for a proxy Stargate. Looks like it.
And it will. KeeN also sending out the SCV. I like this a lot. He wants to get good information. He wants to be safe, wants to see exactly where SOS is. But looking at SOS's position on this Stargate, it is a very nice position.
Yeah, it's not going to be scouted most likely. And look at this timing. Perfect. Ooh. Core finishes and boom. Exactly enough resources.
Yep. This is the kind of player SOS is, and if KeeN does not scout this, or if he plays greedy even in his main, he's going to be in some trouble. He's going to go for a reactor. He's going to have so little to deal with this air unit, the Oracle coming through. Yeah. He's going to have barely any Marines.
Keep in mind, the Reaper will scout that the tech is missing and the pylon is missing, and that will tip him off that something is going on, and I hope that he reacts accordingly. He's going to need an eBay. He's not going to be able to defend this with Marines alone, like you said, especially because of the reactor build.
Did that Reaper get a scout on both gases, by the way? Can
I
you
don't
check
think
that
so.
For me?
I'll check that.
Because I think the Mothership Core kept him from seeing the second gas.
You're exactly right. He didn't see it at all.
Ooh.
He has no idea, and he didn't see the third pylon either. Or rather, he didn't even see. I don't think he even saw 2 pylons.
Yep.
So like he doesn't know there's a missing pylon. Is what I'm trying to say.
And if you notice in the main, he goes for a factory first and then 2 Marines. He is going to put down an engineering bay, and I think that's just a safe move. He just wants to make sure that he doesn't die. But at the same time, the Oracle is going to finish now.
Yeah.
So this could get a ton of damage done.
Could actually stop the CC from finishing, I think. Just barely. And then he's going to be able to... well, it looks like he's just going to go for the Marines first.
Oh, boy.
Look at this. There's just nothing. He doesn't have a turret.
Yep.
He's...
Now what are you going to do? He's going to try to desperately get up a turret. But at the same time, Oracle just doing so much damage.
Well, here's the thing, too, Valdez. There's a second Oracle that's going to come.
Yeah.
This is game-ending damage already, essentially.
That's really hard. He's trying desperately now to get out a Widowmine as well.
He will finish that turret at least, too. He's actually panicking. This Oracle doesn't have enough energy. He should be able to physically see that. Okay, now the second Oracle comes, so maybe that's why he was pre-pulling, because he knew it was going to be coming around this timing, so maybe I misspoke there. But regardless, he's losing mining time at his natural. He's lost so many Marines, which is even a bigger issue, in my opinion, than like the small SCV losses he got. Only 4 kills in total, but killing the Marines is better. Because then, as a Pro player, if there's no units to attack you or pressure you, then you don't have to worry about anything, and you could pressure yourself. You could do whatever you want if you kill those units.
You could go with a huge follow-up push if you wanted to.
Or you can play extremely greedy. The world is your oyster if you're able to do this much damage to the Marines.
Well, he is going to go for a Forge pretty early here, once they get those upgrades out.
The Mothership Core is also going to have tons of extra energy without having to deal with a Photon Overcharge or deal with anything that comes his way later on in the game either. Like, it's just insanely ahead. Look at the supplies even. I mean, that's not even really the big story here, but if you want to just see one more thing, Widowmine gets taken out as well.
Yeah. And look at this. He has that CC, but he hasn't been mining from it for a long time. At least he did get it to be an orbital. So he is dropping some of those mules, but... Well,
almost like he was going to like start attacking the CC there for a second, but the Marines are hiding behind the turret. He will survive from here. Stabilizing is an impossibility. The Oracles can almost even fight the Marines at this point, straight up with 3 of them. Yeah. He's just barely got almost enough.
It's nearly there. I think he's going to try for it, though.
He actually is going to try for it. He kills the Widowmine. And you know what? He trades, and I think this is actually okay. Like I said, killing the Marines means you don't have to worry about any pressure later on.
Yep. And look at the army right now of KeeN. It's 4 Marines and 1 Widowmine. And what does SOS have as a follow-up? He's going to have 3 gates. He's going to have +1 here in a bit. See, I mean, he could just go for like Blink and kill him right now because he's going to have so little stuff.
That's what Parting would do. That's what MC would do. But SOS is just going to try to play it safer. He might even just try to hit with like a Blink and +2 or a charge of +2. He's going for the attack upgrade rather than armor, which does kind of indicate that he wants to be aggressive.
Yeah, he's also making a ton of sentries very early on. He's going to have a bunch of force fields to force field off any bunkers that KeeN is going to need to survive any kind of attack. So I think he's just preparing for a big attack here against KeeN.
Yeah. Even SOS faking him out with another fake Oracle. There is 1 Oracle left, so KeeN does have to be somewhat concerned about that. Okay, it is going to be Blink.
Yeah,
3
Blink
more
and
gates.
3 extra gates. It's going to be 6 gate +1 Blink, all in with a bunch of sentries. KeeN right now moving out on the map, kind of scary.
I think he's trying to catch an Oracle. But yeah, that's the thing is KeeN is like he's got very few opportunities in this game. He's trying to find any piece that he can find to get back into this game. Yeah. I think you should even just let this start. You go. Even attacking that is so risky right now. He has no idea.
He could really get caught out.
Yeah, and he can't scan. He can't afford to use scans right now. His economy is so bad. He hasn't checked any extra gates. He has no idea what's coming up next.
Yeah. It looks like SOS may sit back for a bit. He's got 1-1 on the way. He's making a cannon too.
Well, he's so ahead that I think the only concern he has is drops if he's going to do a push. He doesn't have to necessarily push. He could attack with an empty third, then transition into saturating it as he moves back. But if a Terran army hits his base right now, it's going to have a bad time. Like, this is an army with no stim, no combat shields, no chance.
Yeah. And they're fighting +1 Stalkers too, so these Marines get crushed right now. That's like half of KeeN's army. That was on the map at least at that time. And I have to just let them go. I think at this point, SOS is playing this very, very safe. He's still making a bunch of probes, and he is going to saturate a third base. I don't think he has to do this, but this is like the safest route to go.
Sure. I mean, he just wants to win for sure. Playing forward. I don't care about anything. He doesn't even know what's over there. If it was the whole Terran armor was there, he'd have been totally fine with that blink. He could kill him right now. It's like, this is the part where like the bad guy has the gun. He's like pointing at his enemy, but he has like a monologue first. Like, he's about to tell KeeN his entire plan.
Yeah. KeeN just scanned that third base, and he's like, uh-oh, well, I have to make something happen. So we see him poking out here. I think SOS is going to wait for +1 armor. Go for it.
He might as well wait for it. He's got so many force fields. Like, so many.
Yeah, he really does.
All right, there's the Guardian Shield. Force fields out a few units, trapping like 3 Marines on a Marauder. Just going to step back. There are 2 medevacs only on the map. One of them is not going to be used for healing because he's going for a Widowmine drop, which should be shut down by the cannon that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Good position on it, actually, but out of range. And SOS doesn't see. What?
He's going for a better target, I guess.
Yeah, he missed targeted the first time. 4 kills. But while he's targeting over there, SOS is starting to fire that gun he's got pointed at this base.
Taking his shots, but at the same time getting +2 in a robotics bay. Still getting a bunch of probes out on the map. And, you know, I think he may just back off. He's not willing to take the risk.
Yeah. KeeN took a crazy move trying to lift those units around to go for a flank. Had that been spotted with all the damage those medevacs have been taking, he could have lost everything. Such a risky move.
Especially with blank out.
Yeah, exactly.
On the map.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to see KeeN move out at least the middle of the map. This is very dangerous for him right now, but I feel like he has to try to find some damage.
I'll blink forward here. These Zealots don't have charge, mind you. Normally, Gateway units not very strong against Bio with medevacs, even with the upgrade lead. Well, it's all these force fields that's the big issue. And the Cross army is just, it's quite large. Don't know how else to describe it.
He just has more stuff at this point, but
yeah.
I do like the fact that he is getting some AoE out because, just like you said, sometimes you take a bad fight, the force fields go against you or something, you lose all your Zealots, and all of a sudden you're in a bad spot. But at the same time, I feel like SOS is too far ahead. And we're going to see a big drop, possibly towards the main. But look at this. Gets scouted.
Not a secret, yeah. It's not a secret.
Oh, man.
He's just going to blink on this, I think, actually, at this point. Yep. Charge is going to be done pretty soon. He doesn't even need it. Another attack over here should be warded off by a Warpin plus that Nexus cannon.
At the same time, he's losing nearly everything over here on the right side. Colossus is going to come over here, maybe able to get sniped.
Should,
yeah, it's going to go down.
Yep, should get it, or rather he does get it. But it did its job. Like, it killed most of these units, or weakened them in bot time. SOS is just going to warp in units at home to defend the last of what's left of this, and just going to move across the map to kill that third base. Good position by KeeN on this little
yeah, it's
ramp
cute.
there.
Nice blink here, though, going to take out everything. And KeeN at this point is like, oh, I got to save this medevac. It's necessary. Look at this medevac over here.
Chilling with the Scantipede.
He's leaving this Terran army. He's like, these guys are so weak. I didn't sign up for this.
I want to be a critter like you. Nobody ever bothers us. But look at this. Medevacs are so weak. I mean, they're all low health. Hasn't been repaired. He hasn't had time to worry about things like that. SOS has just been blinking all over the map. He's had total control. SOS is the coyote that plays with its food, man. He's like just tossing the titmouse into the air, man. That's what we're seeing here. Look at this, blinking again here. This base cannot be repaired. In fact, should lose it almost certainly.
Yeah, it's going to go down. SOS starts a fourth base because why not? And
actually toying with him at this point.
Yeah, he's going to see everything. He's got crazy amounts of vision out on the map. He's got pylons spread everywhere.
I mean, when I say he's toying with him, I joke. He's actually playing the safest game he could ever play. He's following the army with observers everywhere. He's got the Oracle always spotting as well. He's making no mistakes. He will not lose this game for any reason.
Sick force fields there. Cuts that army in half. Takes a big slice out of the KeeN pizza.
Scans go down. We may see KeeN type
scans.
out. Yeah.
Or at least they look like him.
Well, they
Seems
certainly
like he
are.
wants to try to switch into Vikings at this point, but
Look at that unit loss tab. Damn.
yeah, that's gross, man.
Ouch. All the Prime fans huddled together here. Shaking.
Hugging for warmth.
Looking for warmth, sadness.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
boy. Now he really is playing with them. Blinks in here underneath those Vikings. Heavily upgraded Zealots. The upgrades aren't even finished. He doesn't care. +3 is not even done. It's about to finish 15 seconds, but that's going to fight in here. GG.
Yep. KeeN will also get wiped off the map, and SOS going to take another pretty easy win there, getting the 2-0 lead now for the Jin Air Green Wings.
No emotions. Maru and SOS, it's almost like they feel bad about ripping their opponents to shreds.
Just like a little grimace and a bow. He's like, yep, I did my job. Now I'm going to sit down.
God, I actually feel like really emotional today, Valdez. This is making me sad.
Yeah. It's a sad day for Prime, that's for sure.
It really
and I think
is.
it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
I mean, we're jumping into Trap versus Boom Boom up next. Boom Boom pretty historically here in the last year, so not really doing so well.
Yeah, not
And
really.
Trap finalist over at a gigantic foreign tournament. So
Yeah, not only that, but has been getting back to form in Korea as well. And he's finally back to his old STX form that he had in the past. Competing with these Kespa bigwigs, these big names. Oh, man.
I think the last guy we saw face Boom Boom, who was that? It was like it was a Terran on Expedition loss, and Boom Boom just got crushed, man. It was not close.
Yeah, I remember. I actually didn't watch that game because I didn't even.
Yeah, I feel you, Wolf.
I'm being like really real today because I feel like just this feeling of hopelessness and frustration that Prime must be feeling as well. Like,
yeah, there's also no way to sugarcoat this. They're just getting crushed.
I just want to convey that feeling of hopelessness, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just so important for you guys to know and realize.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're gonna have a 3-minute break as we go dark. See you later.